You know those songs that you really love and you're digging it for several minutes, but then they tack on like a 7-minute outro on you? That is so obnoxious to me, or it's just, I really don't like when that happens, and I wanted to create a name for that category of song. You got a couple minutes of good legit song, and then you have like an outro of just talking and rambling without like making it musical for a very extended period of time. And I'm alright listening to this long spiel like a couple times, but I don't want to listen to it every time I hear the song. And for someone that shuffles a lot of the time, then that means that I have to go and skip it, and sometimes I'm not available to do that. For example, if I'm like showering and I want to be listening to that song, but then it has this unbelievably long outro that's just gonna really make it so I can't have any other actual music playing during that time. And what I wanted to call this is an outro no, which of course is really just outro oh and no. And I think that's all pretty clear because it's an outro that you don't want to be hearing. It goes on far too long, and it's really just kind of a bad thing that it's there. It's okay for them to do it. It's okay for them to make that. However, it can be a little tough when it's attached to a song that you really like that's maybe 3 or 4 minutes long, and then it turns into a 10-minute song of majority stuff that you don't really want to listen to regularly. It just turns these songs and makes it so you have to be a little bit more selective in when you're playing them, and you might even have to take them out of like certain playlists for that reason, possibly. So that's what we have for today's word creation. A song with an extremely long outro that you don't want to listen to is an outro no. Now for the song of the day, of course I chose an example of an outro no. I did Mortal Man by Kendrick Lamar. This is like a legit song for almost 5 minutes, and then it has over 7 minutes of just speaking and talking from Kendrick. And like I said, this is stuff that like I'm okay listening to it from time to time just to hear what they have to say if they're an artist that I'd respect. But it definitely pulls back how much I'm going to listen to that song if I'm going to have to sit through an extremely extended outro. But this is an extremely great song, challenging people's ability to support and fight through adversity. Anyway, moving on now to our video of the day. It is What Is That Mysterious Ticking Noise by the Harry Potter Puppet Pals. I think the actual YouTube channel is slightly different on this, but I think that's what they morphed into as time went on. Since I had shoes as the video of the day a couple days ago, I wanted to spotlight another kind of like OG YouTube video because this is 15 years old and was one of my favorite YouTube videos in my early viewing experiences, so I figured it was worth spotlighting at some point. And I feel like I do actually still quote this from time to time. It can become a never-ends for the most part, I would guess, but it is another video that helped mold me. And that will do it for the Daily Do. I will spare you an outro no by speaking for forever. I will not do that to you, but yeah, we'll get out of here.